Hey guys, Quantum here, and welcome to another episode of Why They Don't See Play. This, of course, is a segment on my channel where we shine some light on some cards that don't really see play in their respective deck type or archetype. And if you turn your attention to my assistant over here, this week we're going to be talking about Battlin Boxer Rabbit Puncher. First off, its effect. When it attacks a defense position monster, regardless of position, face up, face down, as long as it's in defense, during the damage step, it destroys it automatically. Now, on paper, literally, it sounds like a pretty good effect. Given the situation, it does sound good. But there's a reason why it's being featured in this segment on my channel. Okay, what archer does it belong to? Battlin Boxers. Battlin Boxers, what do? They're a rank 4 toolbox deck, basically. Battlin Boxers, I ran the deck, and even I'll admit, it has potential to be competitive. It's like a slower and a little bit restricted Fire Fist deck. In a way, kinda. It's kinda like a mixture of Bujins as well as Fire Fist. You get it? Okay, so when I say rank 4 toolbox deck, meaning that it revolves around level 4s and rank 4s, basically. Yeah, there's the occasional level 3 and the rank 3, but it's just one of those cards where you either run it or you don't, or there's just one copy. But there's only room for one exception. Let's take a look at what the other Battlin Boxers do. First up, we got Counterpunch, who acts like an honest / crane / Kalute for Battlin Boxers. Then we got Sparer, who acts like a Gale, pretty much like in the same way that it can special summon itself, as long as you got another one of its kind right there on the field. That's field presence right there, okay? A little bit of field spam, kinda, and it's gonna cost you your battle phase, but it doesn't really matter because, its attack stats are a little low, so it doesn't really matter if it costs you your battle phase. So even if you do special summon it, the fact that it's level 4, and the fact that all the other Battlin Boxers are indeed level 4, can help you go for a rank 4, in this case would be Lead Yoke. Lead Yoke can protect you because, that thing's a fucking wall. It doesn't really matter about the whole battle phase. I kind of wish it didn't have that restriction, but, that's Konami for you. Okay, that right there is enough to have it, eligible for the deck. Then we got Glassjaw. It's the closest to a searcher that we have, basically. Rather than searching through the deck, you got it searching from the grave. The fact that I mean by it being kind of a searcher is the fact that it's searching from the graveyard, and it only searches when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, or by any means necessary to the grave by an effect. Good enough? Congratulations, it's eligible for the deck as well. Then we got Switch Hitter, who acts like a Debris Dragon / Mass Chameleon / Wolf Bark. See where I'm going with this. Okay, another guy that can bring out Lead Yoke. Not bad. And then we got Rib Gardener, who kinda acts not like them from the grave, kinda-ish. Okay, while I'm at it, might as well say it now. You either run this one or you don't. Simple as that. It's chainable, therefore during either player's turn, just banish it from the grave, and just banish another one of your Battlin Boxers from the field, and just banish it, in order to escape effects that can bounce or banish. Okay, that enough right there makes Rabbit Puncher look a little bad. So why doesn't Rabbit Puncher see play in Battlin Boxers? Well, it's because it's situational. It's pretty slow at that. Like, yeah, its effect might be pretty good, because, nobody likes dealing with high defense monsters, so therefore they just want to get them over with. Even in the case of Ghost Tricks, this would be a perfect candidate in order to go into it. Like, I might say, in fact, I should say that you could side this against Ghost Tricks, but you can already side enough against them as is. But in the case of this, let me put it to you this way: do you really want to use up a whole lot of materials just for one card to pull off its own effect? So overall, I'd say that this card is pretty, not useless, but situational. Possible, but again, situational. Unless you got Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, it's not going to be that useful. And again, why would you want to use those cards anyway? Why use up a lot of materials, and I've said this many times, why use up materials and resources from your hand, field, whatever, when you could use them on something else? Also, why would you want to use it in Battlin Boxers as well? Like, you should be using just Spell Trap Protection. That doesn't necessarily revolve around, bouncing and banishing. You got Lead Yoke to protect yourself, then what else do you need? If you really want to get rid of pain in the ass defense position monsters, then I suggest Shield Crush anyway, because why goes with the trouble of trying to attack into said monster that's in defense when you can just destroy it right then and there? Maybe not with his effect, but with Shield Crush. At least that right there is one half of the problem done. The first half, that monster. Second half, your opponent's life points. Solution? Shield Crush, attack directly. So unless you're going to the trouble of making sure your opponent's monsters go to defense mode, or you want to see them squirm in a way sadistically and watch them cower to defense, or if you just want to switch them to defense by you, in the case of Eclipse and Book of Moon, then I say go for it. But you're not really going to get much out of it. But then again, that kind of goes without saying. I also want to point out that the first batch of Battlin boxes that came out in Lord of Tachyon Galaxy last year's spring, it's kind of ironic how those see a whole lot of play, while the ones that came from Shadow Specters and later on don't necessarily do. My final thought here, the fact that it can pop defense position monsters with its own effect, I'd say it might be pretty good against Ghost Tricks, maybe not against Hats because it's gonna go off either way. But sometimes if you really want to go into it, then by all means try to sight it in. At least that I can at least recommend you that. At least try to sight in 2 or 3 if you really want to be that precautious about it. If it sucks for you, come back to me about it. But until then, I'm gonna be sticking with the fact that it's pretty situational and pretty slow. And the fact that you're going to be relying on your opponent to put monsters in defense, just for you to activate Book of Moon and Book of Eclipse, or any other effects that just change the position of monsters on the field, then in that case, then yeah, this thing is pretty situational at best, and I would not recommend you maining it at all. And besides, Battlin boxes can already do enough on their own. Like, the fact that they can make an exceed wall up to 3 times, basically, 3 lead yokes, that right there is impressive enough. The fact that it's going to be a pain in the ass in order to get by those defenses enough, which is ironic because this thing destroys defenses, they don't really need one that can return the favor. One last thing, if you guys are thinking about making Battlin boxes, I suggest you do so. They're a pretty fun deck. I highly recommend you at least trying them out once. They're fun to use, and again, they have the potential to be competitive. All you got to do is just add in the rest of the staples and anything else to make it just as much fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, as well as give me some suggestions on what cards you want me to discuss next time. Any cards that don't really see play in their archetype or deck type, I'm more than happy to discuss it with you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Lights out.